Another edition of Talkin' Horse Racing. Jason Portwano, Jennifer Morrison, out on the E.P. Taylor Turf Course here at Woodbine, and fall is officially here.
Yes, the temperatures are a little crispy now. The horses are loving it, I think.
They do, you're right.
They don't like the hot weather, but we don't like the cold weather.
All right, let's get right to it. First off, let's make a bet, brought to you by HPI Bet. You know, probably the most popular bet here at Woodbine is the early pick 4 has a $100,000 guarantee to it. I love it. I just wish I would hit it a little bit more.
Yeah, well, it's one of the bets that has, on average, the highest payoff of any wager at Woodbine Racetrack, and you can bet it for as little as 20 cents, one horse at each race. You have to pick the winners of 4 consecutive races. Now, we have a guy we have a guy, a young fellow who's in horse racing, and he's been in horse racing a long time, even though he's young, and he's well known as being a very good handicapper, a very good bettor, and he's going to tell us all about betting pick 4s and superfectas.
Let's make a bet, brought to you by HPI Bet. One of the great benefits of becoming an HPI Bet member is you get 1 month of free streaming of racing from around the world for just signing up. That's a $100 value. Plus, for a limited time, you can get $100 when you sign up and bet $100 in your first 30 days.
I'm Jordan Miller. I've been in horse racing my whole life. I'm a third generation horse person. Both sides of my grandparents are in horse racing. Both my parents were trainers. My mom still is a trainer, and my dad's moved out here and he currently works for Paul Buttigieg. I've actually recently retired from galloping. I was galloping for 15 years. Now I'm an agent for Ishmael Mascara and Chris Husbands. You do have to learn how to handicap, figure out what horses should be in what races. I mean, pretty much what it all comes down to is levels. Horses need to be in the right spots. You want to ride the horses that are going to be the choices. You know, trying to guide trainers in the right direction with letting them make their own choices, because trainers don't typically like to be told what to do. People do stick to the typical win, place, show bets, but with Woodbine providing 20-cent options for pretty much almost every wager, you're able to get a lot of action for not much money. It's just finding the right ways for people to figure out how to do it that's key. Like a pick 4 is pretty much my go-to wager. I like to play the 20-cent wager. My strategy to a pick 4 is to kind of zero in on one of the 4 races where you feel like there's one horse or maybe 2 horses that you're confident that one of those 2 are going to win the race. And then in the other 3 legs, you can kind of open up your horizon and pick a bunch of horses, you know, maybe get some of the long shots involved, and then that way you can get one of those bigger payouts. And, you know, with a 20-cent wager, you know, you can still get back $500, $1,000, $5,000 off of a small wager. It just all depends on the sequence of the horses and the odds that come in those 4 races. Right now, the average is sitting at $3,000. So for an average 20-cent payout, it's paying $600. For superfectas, what I like to do is the same sort of idea as a pick 4. I like to zero in on one horse, use them for first, then maybe use 4 or 5 horses for second, add a couple more for third, and always use all for fourth, because on any given day in a horse race, any horse can come fourth. And it's really the horse that, you know, that you may not have handicapped yourself. Those are the horses that you want to come fourth, the 80 to 1, 90 to 1, 99 to 1. Those are the ones that you want on the ticket for the big payout. I mean, apart from the thrill, it's you feel that joy of you're able to come away and pick the 4 winners in a row, or in a superfecta, you picked, you know, the 4 horses in a row, especially if it's one that, you know, not many people get, you know what I mean? And people are always walking around the track, well, I missed that one by one, and you're the one that can say, well, no, I got that, and people are always asking, how'd you come away with that? Or then they're always coming back to you and asking, well, what do you like in this race? Or what do you like in this race? But no, it's a lot of fun.
All right, Jordan. I'm going to pay close attention to what he just said, because I'm always that close hitting 3 of 4, but maybe this will put me over the top.
Well, that's the thing. Sometimes when I play it, I just use like as many horses as I can, and then I realize that I can't expend that much, so I just start throwing horses out. Strategy is the key.
$72 is my maximum. Maybe this will help. We'll see what happens. Recently, Breeders' Cup, huge weekend, the biggest on the thoroughbred racing calendar. 2 days at Del Mar. We didn't get a chance to go, but recently we spoke with somebody who did.
Yeah, I mean, Nicki Brolley, first time in Canada, and it was her first trip to the United States. We caught up with Nicki to tell us about her life working at the barn.
At the Barn, brought to you by Ontario Racing and OLG.
I don't really know where the horses came from. I just grew up and I wanted a horse and I loved horses and that's all I wanted to do. And so I went to college then for 3 years in Catherine and Enniskillen in Ireland. Done equine management there and I spent a year down in the Curragh then with trainers down there and decided to travel. Picked Canada and then managed to get in contact with Catherine. Catherine says, come here, we've got work here, come here and we'll give it a go. And we came here and just got on so brilliant. Got on with Catherine, great, just fitted in, it just all fell into place. So it was great and we really liked it, so we'll probably stay quite a while. It's exciting and it's different every day. And whenever you come to work and you're not watching the clock all day to see when you're going to get home, or like the night before, you're not like, oh, I don't want to go there in the morning. Like, it's not really like a job. It's just what you love doing. So it's easy then whenever it's what you love doing. And it's easy to work here, and everybody's easy to work with, and Catherine's great to work with, like, for to learn. Like, she's the best person to work with to learn anything. She just is so knowledgeable, you know, so much patience. So it's great then to have that, to have someone that's willing to work with you to help you learn and get there. It's great. Brian, my boyfriend, he came with me. So we came here together. He didn't really work with horses much, so he's learned everything here. Getting the most wins in the barn. He's getting pretty big-headed. He was a mechanic and a tree surgeon at home, so complete turnaround. He actually rubs Mr. Haverkamp as well. Sean and Dorothy own him as well. So it's quite a story.
That's pretty cool. I mean, to get to work with horses, go to a huge event like that, and you know, what a great story she is.
She's a great story. I mean, even her boyfriend is a great story. He went from a mechanic to a tree surgeon and working with horses. So all the best to them. It's been fun talking with them, and we'll see how they do in the future.
All right, let's move on and talk about how to be an owner, because we're always pushing that here on the program. Robert Marzilli, I mean, he's the guy that's made this game look very, very easy, that instant success with Karen.
Yeah, he's a personable fellow. Doesn't like a lot of media attention, but he really has had a lot of success. But a regular guy, kids, wife, hockey, all this stuff. But he's put together a syndicate with his friends, and well, they're going to talk to us about it.
Be an owner, brought to you by the Jockey Club of Canada.
Well, I had a couple of friends that wanted to get involved with the horse game, and I said, you know what, so nobody gets hurt, we put a group together with a bunch of friends and we have some fun. That's all it was.
For me, it was when I came out here to the stable with Rob early in the morning, see the horses work out and stuff, and you get to feel them, touch them, and pat them, and you sort of become, you draw a bond. Believe it or not, you do, and that's what got me. I don't know what happened to Rob, but
I mean, with me, it was more for family. I mean, I get my daughters, I don't spend time with my daughters. Having them come with me in the morning just makes me feel good. So I guess my buddies seen how I was winning and they thought it was easy or whatever the case may be, but I decided that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put a group of people together and everybody can have some fun, and it's not like a big deal breaker. Like, it's not going to cost anybody their house or anything like that. So everybody's having fun, and so far it's going all right.
that was Dirty Girl that ran, and we were fortunate there too to get a victory out of the first race that she was out to. There was a selection process. Everybody submitted names and so forth.
We wanted Dirty Blonde. We couldn't get that. There were a bunch of.
That's true.
Because she, when we picked her as a yearling, she was like totally blonde, and then whatever, we decided to go with something like that, and everything got turned down, and I said, how about Dirty Girl, like just random, and it went through. I said, okay, there you go, there's Dirty Girl. That's how it went down.
That would be flight deck, I guess, in the Coronation Stake. We hope that we're successful, we'll be there and cheer on and see what happens.
They think it's easy winning, but it's really not.
But we've had both sides of the coin. We've had victories and we had some defeats, good races. But of course you can't win every race, and you'd like to, but as long as the horse comes out healthy and everybody's had that excitement for that moment, that 1 minute, 2 minutes of a race, that's what it's all about.
I would definitely put a group together. You decide how much money you could spend, or put a group together, put the money in a pool, and start with one horse and see how it goes.
That's right. It's a learning process, so you have to take those little steps first before you can run. So you start off with one horse, you put a few $1,000s, whatever it is, together, and see what happens.
And maybe you'll get lucky.
Well, they say you can't mix business with pleasure, but there's always an exception to the rule.
Oh boy, I mean, it's the way of the racing game now. Get a few friends together, throw in a few bucks. I tell you, I mean, it's the way to go, and it can be fun. It can be not that difficult. You don't have to lose a ton of money. I mean, I think it's great.
And anytime you can team up with Marzilli, I think that's a good guy to team up with, because man, oh man, he seems to have that lucky little notch, if you will. Head to head, always a fun battle, but this time around, my goodness, a sibling rivalry. Not even a sibling rivalry, a family rivalry, we're going to say.
That's right. We have the Gonzalez boys getting ready to sharpen up their trivia skills, so we'll see who knows what.
Head to Head, sponsored by the Canadian Thoroughbred Horse Society, providing assistance and representation within the thoroughbred breeding industry. Here we go, head to head. It's the battle of Nicks, if you will. Nick Gonzalez taking on his son, Nick Gonzalez Jr. Look at that, getting all puffed up. Sabres and Yankees, I like it. All right, Battle of the Empire State. Here we go. By the way, category, television. Question number 1. How many castaways were there on Gilligan's Island? I know you're a little bit younger, but come on, think about it. How many castaways on Gilligan's Island? 6, 7, or 8? Show me if it's, look at he's counting. He's singing the song. All right, there you go. A is 6, B is 7, C is 8. What's your answer? Let's flip them. All right, 6, 7, or 8. Answers are A, 6. Let me see yours. B, it's B is 7. Yeah. Oh, come on. You should have got that right, Dad. You forgot Marianne. You forgot that skipper. All right, question number 2. Who played the title character in the teen sitcom musical comedy Hannah Montana? Was it A, Vanessa Hudgens, B, Selena Gomez, or C, Miley Cyrus?
Even you know that one.
Yeah, you guys, that was too easy. All right, all right. So this could be it right now. It's 2-1 for son over dad. Question number 3. Which 1980s television hit was renamed El Coche Fantástico for the Spanish viewers? How's your Spanish? ¿Habla español? No? Okay. Was it A, Baywatch, B, Knight Rider, or C, Full House? El Coche Fantástico. You guys are gonna both go B, Knight Rider. You guys are both right, so hey, the son gets the bragging rights. Well done.
There you go.
You went perfect. Nick Gonzalez Jr. goes perfect and he beats Daddy. Well done, guys.
All right.
Jen's Jam, brought to you by 2001 Audio Video, home entertainment experts since 1971.
This week's Jen's Gem. I'm picking out another horse that might have got into a little bit of trouble in its last race, and we're going to be looking to bet on it next time out. So this race we're looking at from Sunday, October 29th, and the number 11 horse, Drumcliff, is what we're going to be focusing on here. Now, right from the beginning of the race, you can see Drumcliff with his jockey Emma Jane Wilson from the widest post going to the inside. Ingenious move, perfect as they go into the first turn, because this is a long race and he's got lots of time to catch up. Okay, so the trip for Drumcliff has been pretty good so far. He's been saving ground, a lot of horses in front of him, but lots of time still. You can see him here. He's still in the back of that group, but waiting for an opening as they get set to turn for home. Now as they turn into the stretch, Emma Jane Wilson is just sitting with lots of horse on Drumcliff, but she doesn't get lucky here. There's so many horses battling for the lead. You can see the horse in the green, Glencairn, is going to slip through a narrow opening while Drumcliff is still toiling on the rail. He never really gets any clear running, and I tell you, next time out you got to look for Drumcliff. Wait for him to run again, and let's bet a few bucks on him.
Jeez, that's it. We're done. 2 more shows left?
I guess so, yeah. But there's lots of racing action.
Yeah, things are just starting to heat up, if you will.
We got to cram a lot in there.
That's right. Looking forward to it. But that is it for now. I appreciate the company, as always. For Jennifer Morrison, I'm Jason Portwando, and all of us here at Talkin Horse Racing. Thank you for the company. We'll see you next time.